All right. Setting off. All right, so we are here, and I have to hike down to the border.
This way. Isn't it Joe's
I
Canyon
have to
Trail?
hike down. No, it's this one right here. Something. Anyway, I'm going here. It doesn't matter. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm joking. All right, y'all, setting off on my own now. Stair stepping first thing in the morning. Let's go. I'll film you filming me. There we are at our junction. This is here. So we got 0.6 down to the terminus, and then we gotta come back up. So it's 1.8 to the terminus, and then 1.8 back. It didn't feel like that, so I don't know. Anyway, hiking we go. It's kind of steep coming up, so, but catch you when we get there. Gonna be coming up on Joe's Canyon Trailhead, which was where I thought I was gonna have to be starting, which would have been a 3-mile hike to the border, kind of coming across, and then having to hike the 1.8 back up. But lucky for us, who are all starting today so far, at least before 8:30, I guess, we got to drive all the way up to where you only have to hike the 1.8 down and the 1.8 back up. Really not saving a whole lot of miles, so, but any little mile in the beginning is great. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name of this ridge trail that we are walking down, but we got 1 mile to the border, and look at that, there's a seat. So, just a couple more stretches and then head down that way. Here it is. Be there in just a second. There's my first bull. There's another cow. Oh, you're really close, but let's see if I can find him right there in the middle of the screen. Another cow. And back up. There it is. Have you zoomed in a bit? So that's about how far it is from me. But getting closer. Well, there she is. The border wall. And then it turns to fence. It's good enough, right? That's close. Goes down there a little bit. See where it stops. And here she is in all her glory. Not ever sure why she's on the other side of the fence, but look, that's an electrified. Ha! Hands connected. I've touched the monument. So, alright, did some stretching, and it's time to get going again, because if I stay too long, my muscles start to cool off, and it's never good. So, I'm turning around, you see my little hill. It's gonna be downhill until like a mile, and then it's gonna start the up and down again. So I will see you then. Bye. Just a quick little time. I started the trail at 7:34, and I got down there at 8:44. So about 50 minutes, right? So for almost 2 miles, there was quite a bit of uphill, so it's the first day, cut myself some slack. But now, like I said earlier, I'm just making my way back to the top where Jake dropped me off, and then I will start from there and head on my way. I'm not sure how far I'm going. I know I got to get to Bathtub Springs, which is from the monument 8 miles. So when I get back up there, it's going to be like 6.2, I think. if my math is right. So, yeah, we will get there, and I'll probably break before then. Then again, I don't know. When I did a practice hike, I did 12 miles pretty much nonstop, which killed my calves. I don't plan on doing that this time. So, see you soon. Again, this time recording. So, got back to the top. Was a steep 1 mile up from the border. It felt like it took forever. And then, now, as you can see, we are going over here. Behind that sign, if you can see, there's a little brown sign. That's where we're gonna head. And I met a lady named Hot Sauce, and she's actually from Phoenix here. And a couple other people. I don't like filming people, so we don't. And yeah, so there, I can see the sign now, I think. So here we go. It is about 6.2 miles to the water source, which is Bathtub Springs. So here we go. I feel like this is the official, even though it wasn't, but all right, here we are. Here's the trail. We got a border patrol hiking up, so that's good. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh, that looks fun. Bye.
That happened. But I think it was just how
Alright, this climb is brutal, but there's a view. So pretty. And actually, if you can see it, I think it's right, where's my finger? Right there is actually where we started from. Okay, it's been a brutal, brutal climb. I think I said it's like almost 2,000 feet of elevation in a mile. But the Border Patrol guy said this tree marks the top. So, woo-hoo. We are at the top. Okay, so we stopped for a break. It was very enjoyable. Now we are hiking again. And what'd you say to the... Sorry? What'd you say to the top? To the top, the Miller Peak?
oh the
Was it
distance
3? 4? 3.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been hiking for a 3-mile distance for like the past 6 miles.
Yes, because that is true. That is exactly true. Okay, so the peak is in 2.4.
2.4. All right.
Water.
And water.
4.1.
4.1. All right, we got this. The sun doesn't feel as hot.
We'll be like a mile beyond.
All right, turn you around.
Has been climbing.
Yes, okay. Oh my goodness, this is the flattest that I've seen it so far. It's nice. We're gonna call this cruisy. As I trip over all the rocks. It's fine, I'm fine, it's all good. A little slanty. Oh, I bet you. There was a lady saying the far out that if you go up this right here, possibly that there's a camp spot for 2. I want to check it out. You can come with me. It's kind of steep, but I think I really need to make it 2.4 miles to Bathtub Spring. So, or I just have to really ration my water tonight. Oh yeah, look at that. They always say enough room for 2, but that looks like for 1 for me. But if I wanted to, I could stay here. Anyway, not much of a view, but it's all good. I'm having a bad habit of not hitting the record button, so anyway, so I just went up and checked out that campsite. You saw it, I believe. I was filming at that point in time. Yeah, wasn't that far up. So anyway, but like I said, well, maybe you heard, I don't know, that I really want to make it to the water source because I don't know how much water I have, and I'd like to drink it all and have some for tomorrow morning for the next water source. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Look at that little guy sunning himself one last time. So I made it to the top. This is the Miller Peak Trail. Turn off the trail's like right there. It goes off that way. Here is my junction sign where I go off to the left, and that's the one for the Miller Peak. I'm not doing that, obviously. But yeah, I mean, still got about 2 hours for sunset. So, and yeah, I really want to be somewhere by then, before then, but we'll see. Been walking through patches of snow like this on and off a few times now. A little aspen grove. Hello again. It's me. I'm in my tent having dinner. Sorry. And that I tell you, I'm sitting at mile 7.2, but I had to do an extra 1.8 coming back up the start of the trail. So basically I've done 9 miles today. Now, by far that is nothing to me because I usually like to do 15s, 12s, you know, something like that. I am less than a mile away from the water source, which I wanted to get to. But today, it was very tough. It was a very tough day. That it was very steep, and the elevation gain was a lot. And I think me, at about 8,500, a little bit more feet in elevation right now. So, but we are going down. I keep saying we or are, but it's just me. So, anyway. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. Overall, I feel pretty good. I'm just going to give a rundown of any problems. That way I can look back on it myself. So I felt like maybe starting of a blister on my foot, but I'll have to check that out in a little bit. My ankles are kind of sore, but that's typical for me for hiking. And that's it, really. Everything else is good. It was, like I said, it was a very tough climb. So, but I'm going to finish eating and get ready for bed, because I don't know how late I'm going to sleep in, or if I'll even sleep in. It's kind of windy right now, so hopefully it dies down once the sun goes down. But I want to get all this stuff done before the sun goes down, so I have light. So I will talk to you guys in the morning. I hope you're having a great evening. Bye.